Hey everyone, how is it going? Now before I touch upon this news, I do want to clarify I'm a pretty big Craig McCracken fan. I love the Powerpuff Girls, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Wander Over Yonder, and yes, I did see his newest show, Kid Cosmic, on Netflix. I saw the first season at least, and Kid Cosmic wasn't really my thing in comparison to the first three that I listed off. But hey, I still consider myself a Craig McCracken fan. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Which is why I really wanted to cover this Craig McCracken news, not about necessarily a brand new show that he's creating, but instead about reboots that he will be involved in for his own work. Craig McCracken tweeted out not too long ago, so excited to partner up with an incredible studio to develop new characters and stories for 2 of my favorite creations, Powerpuff Girls, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, reboots in the works by original creator Craig McCracken, to which he links to the Variety article in which they're announcing this. Now, of course, this is not the first time the Powerpuff Girls would have been rebooted. Obviously, we have the Powerpuff Girls Z, although I don't know if people really consider that a reboot per se. We have the 2016 Powerpuff Girls, which was more infamous. It is from my understanding that Craig McCracken was not a huge fan of the 2016 version, as were many people not a fan of the 2016 version. The worst part is that they couldn't have even named it something different to distinguish it from the original show. Instead, they kept the name of the Powerpuff Girls and treated it as though it was a new season onto the already existing Powerpuff Girls, which it isn't. It's very different, all different writers, all different animators. And understandably, people were pretty butthurt. They had the gall to do that, treating it as though it's the same show, treating it as though it's just another season onto that show that you really liked, while not including the original creator Craig McCracken or any of the writers who really made that show work. And of course, we also have the live-action Powerpuff Girls in the making on the CW. It's still being made. There is no word of it being canceled. Yet. I don't know if it will be. I don't know if this announcement here is supposed to maybe coincide, like they're gonna bounce views off of each other. Oh, Powerpuff Girls is relevant again because now it has a new cartoon from Craig McCracken while there's the live action show going on. Yeah, I don't know what the plan is there. But yeah, the live action show got a complete overhaul. There's no news on it. All we know is that it's being reworked because the pilot didn't test well. And the pilot script was leaked online and it looked horrible. Also, I believe the actress for Blossom for that live action show, she walked out. She saw the red flags and she fuck this shit, I'm out. So yeah, I feel like the live action show is kind of on the direction to be canceled, but right now there is no word that it has been canceled. So the Powerpuff Girls has gotten a lot of attention over the years, but Foster's, that is a pleasant surprise. I was also a huge fan of Foster's growing up, of course. So let's get into this article, see if we can find some more information. The Powerpuff Girls reboot revisits and expands upon the world of the original show as Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup face off against a variety of villains comprised of familiar foes and new threats. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends will return as an original preschool animated series, welcoming a new cast of imaginary friends. Alright, that's pretty interesting. So they're adding different spins. For the most part, it sounds like the Powerpuff Girls is going to still be the Powerpuff Girls, still going to be about Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, but of course they're now facing new villains. Maybe they're actually fighting more villains outside of the city of Townsville. Maybe they're fighting world threats or universal threats or stuff like that. Maybe that's what they mean by expanding upon the world. I don't know if, I mean, obviously people have a fascination of aging up the Powerpuff Girls and having them be teenagers or adults fighting villains. I don't know if Craig McCracken himself is interested in writing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to do a Powerpuff Girls reboot in which they aged them up. They're expanding on the world, they're still keeping the main characters, and that's what is important. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is going to be probably much more different based on how this sounds, and it's going to be aged towards a much younger audience based on what they're telling us here. So that one might not be as, you know, watchable for the nostalgia crowd. And the branch of Cartoon Network that is responsible for rebooting these two series is the Hanna-Barbera Studios Europe, which is also responsible for doing these reboots of The Amazing World of Gumball and Wacky Races. I don't know if that's a good thing. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I do find it very interesting that he's going to be involved in actually rebooting these two shows. I don't know how much he's going to be involved, if he's going to be directly helping write the episodes and come up with the concepts. And I'm also not sure what to really expect, because I know that both of these shows are not going to be the same as they were previously. Powerpuff Girls is being expanded on. There's going to be new characters, new threats, and, you know, they're talking about expanding on the world. What does that mean? Where are they going? And Foster's is, of course, basically being rebranded to be a lot simpler and including a whole new cast. So it's not going to be any of the same characters that we love, which is a shame, but like I said before, the basic idea is just a bunch of imaginary friends who live in a home. You can have a lot of really different characters, and it also seems like it's going towards a younger audience, so it's not really trying to bait the nostalgia crowd, it's just kind of trying to reuse the same concept. So it's interesting. It's something to keep your eye on, I guess. I'm sure fans are just going to be happy that for once the Powerpuff Girls is being rebooted and Craig McCracken is actually involved. That's probably where most people's attention are going to be. It's going to be on the Powerpuff Girls. Foster's, if it's not the same characters, then I don't think as many people are going to be super excited about it. But yeah, so that is news. What do you guys make of this? Are you excited for these rebooted cartoons? Are you dreading them coming out? Are you worried that they're going to be much, much worse and not very good? What do you think? Tell me in the comments section below, guys. That's all I got for you today, though, so I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Come here, I got something I want to talk to you about. So a lot of you are subscribed to the channel because you like hearing about different comics and manga. Well, not too long ago, I started my own website, learningstarcomics.net, where I am posting my own comics, along with some comics made by my friends. The goal is to eventually hit every genre, every age group, so that everyone can find what they need on this website. We'll also be campaigning to have some comics printed, which you can always tell if we have a campaign going by checking the description of the videos. So I do hope that you keep an eye on Burning Star Comics and future projects that we have going for it. And if you would like to support it more directly, you can always join the fan club, where you can actually get sneak peeks of future comics, along with reading some pages before anybody else. So thank you for your support. I'll keep you updated. Program restart.